The champagne flute trembled in my hand, but no one noticed. They thought it was nerves, age, or sentimentality. It wasn't. It was rage contained in crystal. $50,000, her fiancé said, his lips brushing my ear like a lover of secrets. Pay it or vanish from her life forever. My daughter, my only child, leaned in, her veil catching the breeze. Or enjoy solitude in an old age home, she added, her voice honeyed and cruel. I blinked. My throat burned. I sipped the champagne to hide the fire behind my eyes. Then I smiled, small, measured, the kind of smile predators mistake for surrender. I leaned closer. "You forgot one thing," I whispered. Their faces turned pale before they even knew why. Moments later, the chaos began. I raised her with everything I had. After her mother died, she was my son. I worked late shifts, patched her shoes with glue, skipped meals so she wouldn't. She told me, once, she'd marry a man who treated me like family. She swore it on her mother's grave. Then he came. Polished, polite, a salesman of dreams. I wanted to believe him. She wanted to love him. I stayed silent when doubts crept in. Love, I told myself, is hers to choose. But love doesn't erase the scent of deceit. I noticed the changes first in her phone. Screen flipped face down, laughter replaced by clipped tones. He'd sit too close, fingers on her wrist a second too long, like ownership disguised as affection. My daughter, once open as the sea, became closed tides. Then the evidence. A message left open on his laptop while he fetched wine. Her father's savings. That's the real prize. She'll soften him up. Don't worry, we'll drain him clean. The heartbreak didn't hit me like thunder. It was quieter. A knife slipped between ribs. The betrayal wasn't hers alone. It was his infection, poisoning her, turning her against the one man who built her world. I didn't confront. I didn't scream. I closed the laptop, poured another drink, and listened to the ocean outside my window. Rage teaches patience. Planning began the next morning. First, finances. I pulled every cent from shared accounts. Liquidated, transferred, concealed. I left only crumbs, just enough for appearances. Second, legal ground. I updated my will, airtight, unchallengeable, every penny bound to a trust with one condition. Betrayal voids inheritance. A lawyer friend ensured the language was bulletproof. Third, surveillance. Quiet checks, credit reports, background searches. His debts stacked like crooked towers. A gambling habit masked by charm. And then the pièce de résistance. Proof he'd forged signatures before. Minor frauds that went unnoticed. Until now. I built the case brick by brick, while smiling at dinners, toasting their engagement, nodding at plans I knew would collapse. I was the quiet architect of their ruin. The wedding day. A pristine beach, white canopies swayed with the wind. Guests toasted, laughed, danced. I played my role, proud father, glass in hand, blessing their union. That was when he made his demand, his smirk splitting the mask. 50,000 or disappear. And she, my daughter, blood of my blood, echoed it. My heart should have broken. Instead, it steadied. The trap was set. You forgot one thing, I whispered. The music faltered. The officiant's mic crackled. Screens lit up as guests stared at their phones, confusion rippling through the crowd. Because at that moment, my scheduled email went out. To every guest, to his employer, to the authorities, to the tabloids hungry for scandal. Attached, documents of his debts, his fraud, his messages to accomplices. Proof of coercion, proof of their little scheme. One by one, heads turned, murmurs grew. My daughter's veil fluttered as if even the wind recoiled from her. He grabbed her wrist, too hard, too public, the gesture caught on cameras. Gasps, whispers, phones recording. She yanked away. He cursed, loud, raw, the kind of word that doesn't belong in wedding vows. His mask cracked in front of everyone. Police, invited quietly by me, lingered at the edge of the beach. They stepped forward. The groom's face drained of color. He sputtered, denied, shouted. The handcuffs clicked like punctuation to a story I'd written months ago. And my daughter? She froze. Her eyes darted between me, the groom, the crowd. Betrayal curdled into shame. She reached for me, maybe for rescue, maybe for forgiveness. I didn't move. As they dragged him away, chaos swirled, guests whispering, cameras flashing, the bride trembling under the weight of her choices. I stood still, champagne warm in my hand. I never lifted a finger. My hands stayed clean. The truth did the dirty work. Later, when the tide washed footprints from the sand, I walked alone. I thought of her mother, how she wanted her daughter to grow strong, not spoiled by greed. I thought of the promises I made to protect her, even from herself.